Mic. The mic is on now.
Now it's better. Okay.
Now it should be good. It should be fine.
I think everyone can hear us. Please.
I think everybody can hear us. I think we're good.
Yes.
We are so good. We have done so well.
Excellent.
For ourselves.
Wonderful.
We were talking about how we are trying so hard to advance and get the amount of rounds we need, or we needed for today. And this morning on my way to the office, let me tell you, I even knitted while I wasn't driving. I was at a red light, but
Very important. Don't knit and drive.
Don't knit and drive. Don't crochet and drive. Don't paint and drive. Don't read and drive. Don't text and drive. But I have so many red lights on my way to the office as soon as I hit the city. It's insane. And they take so long. They really take a lot of time. So I just had my project next to me on the passenger seat, and I would grab it and knit away while I just looked at all of the people panicking and running around, trying to get their kids to go to the kindergarten, and it was quite fun. So yeah. Yeah,
I've been doing this a lot on my way to and from work. I showed a little sneak peek of this on Tuesday, because some of you very kindly in the chat asked how my knitting was going, and I was telling them that it was going really well. But yeah, I am now progressed quite far along, and it's going super nicely. So I've been doing it a lot on my commute, which has made the commute time go so smoothly, so nicely. It's such a nice project because I don't have to count, so I just go broop, 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 broop,
yeah, it's a little different than crocheting.
Yeah, it's different than a lot of my crochet projects where it's like, okay, you have to increase every 6th row, or you have to increase such and such many times, or you do like 5 stitches increase, 5 stitches increase, so you always kind of have to be in there counting, whereas with just knitting in the round, it's just like broop, 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 and I'm at the stitch marker, and one more round. It's brilliant.
It's fun. It's fun.
And with that, welcome everyone to Craft and Chat.
Welcome to Craft and Chat.
In case this is your first time and you're just wondering what are they even talking about? I'm Louisa.
And I'm your co-host, Gea.
Well, you're the hostess with the mostest, and the
the hostess with the mostest
knitting teacher there ever was. And we started this little Craft and Chat journey a while back, and Gea has very, very kindly taught me how to knit. And this is the furthest I've ever come in a knitting project, and I am very, very excited. And I am now progressing into the next stage of the pattern, so I think today I'm going to need a lot of Gea instructions.
And that's so it's fine. I am behind. Surprise.
Well,
I had actually 2 days to catch up, but for some reason, one of my best friends, she convinced me that we should be knitting together a vest. She's just a knitter. She doesn't crochet. And it's been years since we had a KAL together.
Aww.
And we found the Amelia garland, which is a yarn from Pompon, the Amelia colorwork vest, which is super, super, super cute. And we obsessed over it, and we got the yarn, and we just wanted to go ahead and just basically start it as a project. So I've been doing that instead of doing this,
and
which I feel bad about, because I should be definitely, you have
roughly
you have double the amount I have.
But
so
I've only been working on the one. In the entire time that I've worked on the one, you have finished an entire vest. So it's not like you were just idle.
Yeah,
so.
But I think I think I needed like a brain for my brain from the stockinette. I needed that break of the repetitive. Because the Amelia vest is actually quite cute. It's done in this. I think it's called a slip garter stitch. It's like a
where it becomes this longer, where you get these like longer loops out of it, or kind of like because it has that look, right, where you.
Yeah, you would say, kind of.
I'm trying to I love that I'm just miming it. I'm just like
the way it works. The way it works is that it's a repetitive pattern that you do every 4th, or like it's a repeat, a 4 repeat. So the first 2 rows you just knit, so it's a garter stitch, and then you do kind of like a broken rib. So you knit 1 stitch, and then you purl 1, you slip purl 1 with the yarn in the back, and then on the next round you slip with the yarn in the front, or it's the other way around, with the yarn in the front.
Okay.
It's really complicated the way I've just announced it, but it's such a fun and easy repetitive pattern that I actually was like very, very impressed by how fun it was, because when you see the actual knitted piece, you think, oh wow, it's so complicated.
It looks very sophisticated.
It is so simple. Nice. It is so simple. It's very beginner friendly. So even though I don't think that the pattern is beginner friendly, it's probably because you're working with several colors, so that might also like
that adds
be
to it
a bit. Yeah, exactly.
So for now, we're sticking with our Suki Slipover, which is what we've been working on for a few weeks now. It's this lovely pattern that you can find for free on our website if you haven't already, if this is your first time joining a craft and chat. We've been working on this for a few weeks. The older videos are still up on Facebook and YouTube, so you can check out our journey so far. And Gea teaching me a lot of neat tips and tricks. She, on Tuesday, had to teach me one off camera because I came in, I brought this in, and I had slipped a stitch very early on, so she had to show me that you can actually fix that, which is one thing I really, really like. That you were able to just fix that, because with crochet it's not like you can it's not like you can go back. I mean, with crochet it's kind of like if it doesn't break your project, then most of the time you just leave it and know that there's going to be a mistake. But I liked that you were able to just go in and just very easily fix my mistakes. So.
Yeah, because I think that that's the thing with crochet. You can't just frog downwards.
Not really. Yeah, not on one stitch.
Yeah, exactly. Not on one stitch. It has to be all of it.
Frog, but then you just like, it's very like I that was a really cool like learning moment for me, because it was that thing of, Gea, yesterday I looked at my project when I was packing it for my commute,
I had like I dropped 3 stitches because it was a little bit intertwined, so she just had this like huge gap of nothing, and I could sense that you were breathing a little bit like heavy.
I was like, so I made a mistake and I didn't notice it, and now I'm afraid that it's broken forever. And then I had already workshopped ideas on what I would do, and I thought, well, because I put a stitch marker through because I didn't want it to unravel in that spot, and then I just kind of figured what I was going to do is going to find like a nice contrast color. So I was thinking of like a nice blue and put like a little kind of visible mending patch there to kind of make it look deliberate, to kind of at least give it that air of like, yes, I made a mistake, but I saved it, and I like, but then Gea was like, oh yeah, that's an easy fix. Let me just, there you go. And it was brilliant. So thank you so much for that.
You're more than welcome, Lou. So how far are you along?
So I have now finished, I'm on the body, and I have just finished knitting my 23 centimeters. That is how many inches? 23 centimeters. That is 9.1 inches in just in the round. And that means I am now getting to the point where I have to separate and bind off for front and back piece. And so those are new things for me, because I'm going to have to, like, I think put some stitches on a wire to rest them, and then bind some off, and then start knitting my front and back pieces separately in rows.
Exactly. So in the little pattern we're following, remember you can write Suki1 in the comment section right now, and we're going to send you a link to the pattern we are crocheting, we are knitting right now. Super beginner friendly, and it's using 3 strands of kit silk and an 8mm knitting needles. That's a US size 11, by the way. And as it says here, the first step we've done is that we have made 6 centimeters or 2.4 inches of rib stitch. That means we've knitted 1 and purled 1.
I made my ribbing slightly shorter because I thought 6 centimeters seemed really long, so I think I've made mine 5.
But that's fine.
Yeah, I looked at it at some point and I thought, I think this looks like the right amount of ribbing. Longer would start feeling...
And that's super fine. I personally prefer longer ribbing, and actually that is when I'm going to just put this on pause a bit, because I wanted to talk about how I feel like this particular pattern we are doing, the Suki Slipover, Maria, the designer, Maria Soltofte, she is so great at making these very simple patterns that are totally customizable. They're totally customizable to your own taste, to your own style, to your own, however you want to take it. So I have made 2 versions. I've made the red one here. Now the red one, I went full in and did my favorite techniques on it, including a double rib, which I love the most. So it looks like this. My edging looks like this.
On a double rib, would you do pearl, pearl, knit, knit?
Exactly.
Okay, so you
knit,
just...
knit, pearl, pearl, knit,
well,
knit, pearl,
yeah,
pearl.
okay, yeah, knit, knit, pearl, pearl, okay.
Yeah.
So rather than this single, which I did, which is knit, pearl,
Yes.
knit, pearl, knit, pearl?
Yes.
Okie dokie.
So you can see it here, the difference. You can see it a little bit more
Yeah.
visible. I prefer this one because I just feel like it has a little bit more zhuzh to it, you know? A little extra something. It looks a little bit more... It's kind of funny because we are always striving to make very machine-like looking
so very dainty,
fabrics.
very even.
Yes. And then another thing I did, obviously I did the same for the neckline.
So that those two match.
Exactly. So that, but you can also do different things.
I mean, yeah.
It doesn't really matter. But I did the same for the neckline, as you can. This color does not do it justice.
On camera, the camera does not love this color as much as the eyes do. It's so
incredible,
pretty in
actually.
real life.
And then for the arms, I have decided to do an I-cord, just because, well, because I didn't want to have 2 vests that are the same. I wanted to have like a little bit different things. Yeah. And I already knew that this vest was going to be ginormous, because in previous episodes we had calculated that this is going to be 27 centimeters bigger than the pattern itself. And if you've read through the pattern from the beginning, it already says that you're going to get about 15 centimeters, which is like 5 inches or something like that, or more, I don't know, of positive ease. So it's going to be bigger than your bust circumference. So this means that my little vest, and I also
so little.
and I also decided that I was gonna make a size bigger. So I actually increased myself. I added 10 extra stitches because I wanted to make the next size, which was a 3XL. So it's just huge. Look at this. It's so big.
It is. It looks amazing. But it is a large piece of cloth that you've made, or a large piece of clothing. Clothing.
It is a cloth larger than
like a flag that you can wave.
It is basically a cloak. I am Little Red Riding Hood riding my cloak.
Cardinal heading to conclave.
Cardinal. Oh. It's true. So, with that in mind, huge. I'm gonna actually leave it up.
It turned out beautifully.
It's beautiful, and if you've seen pictures of it on our hobby group, GR1, if you want to join our group, then of course you can see the actual color, which is just so beautiful. But back to where
we're at now.
To where we're at, because I actually have a surprise for you too. Yes, I do. But first, let's see. So like we said, we are done with our rib stitch. Yes. Knit 1, purl 1. Then we worked up in stockinette in the round, which means that we only have to knit.
It was glorious.
For 22, 23 centimeters, 23 centimeters, right?
Yeah, I did. Well, my ruler only goes up to 14 centimeters, so I did the 14, put my finger down, and then moved the ruler and was like, that's close enough.
Good enough for Jade.
And also, I think, having seen how large yours turned out, I kind of figured I'd rather have it a little too cropped than have it be overly
too long. Yeah,
so
exactly.
I figured this is close enough to 23 for me.
That's super fine. And then it says here that oh yeah, because yes, if you want the slip over to be shorter or longer, just work until you reach the
adjust the length.
Designs. Yeah. Bind off stitches from the armhole and divide the work into front piece and back piece. That is what we're going to focus on now. So it says here that we have to bind off 5 stitches. Or 4 stitches in our case for this, but I bind it off 5 for
yours.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually think I bind it off 6 because of the whatever. It doesn't matter. We're gonna bind off
stitches as well.
We're gonna bind off 4 stitches. We're gonna knit 51, 56, 61, whatever your sizing is, which is gonna be the back piece. We're gonna bind off another 4, and then we're gonna knit another 51, 56, 61, etc. That little bind off that it is, it's basically this little bittle here.
Yeah.
That you would see kind of like, maybe I can put this on a
hanger,
just for easier explanation. So if this is our vest like this, the little bind off we're talking about is this little bit over here, So what we're gonna do is bind off these stitches, knit the back piece, bind off the another 4 that we have down here, and knit the front pieces. And then we're going to start with just one side.
Yeah, then we're going to do
where we're going to be
rows.
Doing, exactly, we're going to be doing rows, so it's back to purling.
But it's going to be different, but it's going to be different because the purling itself, once I got the hang of it, was fine. On the ribbing, what bothered me is the
back
knit purl, because you constantly have to move your working yarn back front.
Yeah.
And sometimes I got a really good rhythm going where kind of as I was slipping the stitch, I was also already slipping the yarn where it needed to go. So every 10 stitches, I would be like, ooh, I have a good rhythm going, and that would last for like 2 or 3 stitches. And then the rhythm was broken, and then I was again like, where am I? No, need to go back. I hate this. Yeah. So, you know, that's also probably why my ribbing is a little bit shorter, because I just kind of thought, I want to get to the fun part.
But,
so binding off. I know I had to look up how to bind off or cast off when I looked up
I can totally show you how to do that.
Exactly. I do.
So if you come here, we're going to both
Will I still need to mark the beginning of my round from now on, or should I...
Yeah,
doesn't hurt to keep it, right?
Doesn't hurt to keep it just for now.
Slip it off otherwise. Cool,
okay.
I've already moved the stitch marker.
Let's see.
So learning new things. This is where we're at.
So obviously I cannot bind off now because I don't have to bind off now, but I'm just going to show you what you have to do. So to bind off, the easiest way, right? This is like for dummies, as in like it's not the prettiest, but it's the most effective and is the best beginner friendly version.
Also, we're going to hide this in the rib in the end. So.
Yes. So you're going to knit one.
Just knit it normally?
Just knit it normally. You're going to knit another one.
Like just as I would?
Yes. And then you're going to pass on this first stitch that you've knitted over this one by just inserting your needle through and pulling over.
Okay, so is it like I'm inserting it into here?
Yes.
Kind of? Okay. Oh my god, slippery.
Just don't cuss again.
No, that will not happen today.
And don't worry about like holding.
So?
Yes.
And then just slip it over?
Yes,
like this?
and that's binded off.
Okay, so that's one stitch.
That's casted off. One stitch casted off.
And then I do the same thing again?
Then do the same thing again. I'm just going to also...
just pulling this one.
Can it focus on my hands? Yes. So I have one stitch here that I binded off. Okay, you need to go away. Sorry. So that I can it focus? Yes, finally. Can it focus? Is it focusing? Yes, maybe I can zoom in a bit so people can see up close.
So that's the second one.
Good. So you knit one. Where am I? Here. Okay. So you knit one, you knit another one, and then you pass this one. Oh, the camera is really messing with our vibes now. You bind it off like this. I'm binding off random stitches here. I have to go back.
Okay, I've now done this 4 times.
So you have 4 bind off stitches.
Should be.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect.
And now I've got this on my...
Wait a second. No, don't stretch like this. I want to stretch like, put like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, perfect. And now you continue knitting. Is it 56 you're doing? Size you're doing size 2, right?
So the one that I've already got on my right needle now, that kind of almost counts as if my that's kind of like my starting loop, right? Because
that is also the question I had and I couldn't remember, but I think yes.
So I just keep I need a stitch here anyway, so I guess I'm gonna
so just count.
Just knit, and I'm in the size large, so I'm 56. Going to do 61.
Oh, 61. Oh wow, okay.
Because it's I'm always
so 60.
60 now because I already have the first loop on there.
Yes.
Cool.
And I'm just going to go back because I need to show one more time how you bind off. And hopefully the camera will catch it because this is annoying. There we go. So, we knit one stitch. We knit another stitch. I'm stretching the living life out of these stitches. And then you would pass this stitch over on top of this one over here. So, you would insert your needle, come on, through the front leg from the opposite side, like this, and then pull over. I am so upset with the camera. It's zooming, it's like not zooming, but what do you call it? It's not focusing when I want it to focus. And another one, I would knit one and then pass on right like this. In your case, Lou, what I would do is I would make sure that after I knit those extra 60 stitches, place a stitch marker. And then after you do that, count 4, place another stitch marker, and then count back, see if you have 61 stitches as the last remaining. And if it's good, then you continue. I always forget. So, and then I'm just going to continue. I would like to knit at least a few more rounds before I do what you're doing now.
Yeah, well, by the time I get to my next bind off and stuff, you'll probably be close to me.
I'm not that fast. I'm fast, but I'm not that fast. So, but I have a big surprise for you. I ordered some stuff for the office.
Oh, that's where you were going. I genuinely thought you were going to say, like, we're going to do another one. This is going, I'm going to teach you, I don't know, to do a backflip while you knit. I did not know where this was going. Can you tell that we have a very loving and trusting relationship where she says I have a surprise and I go
It's going to be fun. I have bought some stuff we needed for the studio. Yes. Including a brand new yarn.
I forgot to count. I got to 31 and then I started talking to you and then I'm just so sorry. That's fine. It's fine.
Just count. I will shut up. No, I will shut up and talk about my week and Easter break. So I had a whole week off, which came as a surprise on the Friday before the Easter break, because I forgot that I took those days off to spend them with Albert, obviously. So I had a big shock finding out on Friday that, I have a week off to take care of my baby on the actual week where we're launching the project that I've spent months in working, which is the Skein and Tell podcast. I've talked so much about the podcast, but here it is again. One word from our sponsor. Except they're not our sponsor. My podcast or our podcast is not sponsoring Skein and Tell. Craft and Chat.
But maybe Craft and Chat is sponsoring Skein and Tell.
Oh, that could be it. No, but in all seriousness, have a listen to Skein and Tell. Write pod 1 if you want a link to listen to the podcast. There's 8 episodes out at the moment. And not only that, but the episodes topics are really fun. And yeah, there's going to be more coming out very soon. We're currently researching for season 2. So it was a bit of a shock to me to find out after I had started my vacation that it's on the week that we're launching the podcast, because I was so ready to come into work to do a bunch of promo videos, a bunch of promo material, a bunch of promo this and that, and then I just found out that nope, you are off that week. So that's why we're trying to push it now So have a listen, share it with your friend if you have a crafty friend out there who is looking for some easy, digestible content while they are crocheting or knitting. Share the potty with them. It's available on obviously Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Amazon Music, and on YouTube. So no excuses there. You have to listen to it. It's free. And I hope you really enjoy it because it's so much fun to do them. It's a lot of fun. So how is it going with your counting?
54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. I did 60 instead of 61. So almost there.
Okay. You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
And then you need a little stitch
marker. I love that you say that just as I'm getting stuck. Like, I love that you're like, oh, you're doing so well. I'm like, arr.
No, you're doing fine.
My friend Nicola, we kind of have started a little bit of a like knitting club at work where on Wednesdays we get together, and we didn't do it this week because she had an exam to study for, but the last week, so right before we went off for our Easter break, we sat up on the rooftop and had a lovely afternoon, and I said,
keep knitting.
Oh, it'd be really fun, like, so, because I've been sending Gea sort of update pics of me working on this, so I was like, oh, it'd be really fun, could you take a picture of me? And she took, like, 2 or 3 pictures, and then kind of started moving around me, and I was still knitting, so, you know. And then she ended up taking a few pictures of me sort of head on and then a bunch of them from the side and from behind. And I asked her about why, and she said, your knitting face when you're concentrating looks so angry. You do not look like you're having a good time. And I don't know if Gea wants pictures of you looking like, because it was kind of a bright day and I don't have sunglasses. So I was sitting there like, and so she took these pictures where I'm kind of seen from the side, and there I look very happy and like I'm enjoying myself. So.
Aww. But isn't that, you know what happens to me when I have like my knitting face on? I have a total underbite going on. But I actually have an upper bite. So it's kind of funny that when I'm knitting and I'm in flow state, you know, when I'm like super zoned out, that I'm just like this. Like super, like, you know.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, right? They complain about resting bitch face, and here we are with our knit face looking so terrible. But who cares? You are enjoying yourself, and you are just, you know, in the zone, having some good time. So yeah, remember that you can download this pattern that we're knitting now for free. Suki 1, if you're watching us. And yeah, it's using 3 strands of kit silk at the same time, which is this beautiful yarn here. The Friends Kit Silk, actually. And yeah, oh, I keep forgetting that I have to stand here so that at least you guys see what I'm doing.
So unless I miscounted, I have 1 extra stitch, which is to be expected because there is that weird
there's an extra stitch
where I increased. So I have 1 extra stitch right now.
So that
where do I hide it?
You're gonna hide it when we're gonna be so she has an extra stitch because she had dropped a stitch. Well, you dropped 2 actually. We fixed one, it was an easy fix, and then she had dropped another one, which is it was so hard for me to fix because I couldn't really figure it out.
I overcorrected essentially and then increased.
Exactly. So now we're gonna be basically, because knitting is forgiving. Remember, you don't have to be a perfectionist, especially if it's your first time knitting. Whatever comes and goes, let's just get this vest done. And nobody will see it.
Where Gea fixed it, you can kind of see that it's a bit stretched out because.
But we're gonna fix that more even further down the line. As we block it, exactly.
Hopefully.
So
I'm gonna just block it to the absolute maximum, and then there better not be
So now what we have to do is eventually
do I just bind it off under the arm? Like,
exactly.
Do I do 5 under the arm?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't bind it off. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna knit it together.
Oh, okay. So basically decrease.
Yeah, we're gonna do a decrease and then a slip over on top of that
Okey-dokey.
decrease.
Well,
So, are you ready to
I am,
do that?
yes, because I am
Okay,
now,
then get
I've
here.
marked my 4 stitches, so I finished knitting up to here.
Then just get to business.
And so I just bind off the 4, and then
yeah.
you help me with the hiding the 5th.
Yes.
Cool. Oh no, I'm standing on my yarn. No.
That's okay. You're gonna wash it anyway.
Yeah, I know, but still.
It feels like you're stepping on a hamster or something.
Yeah, I know. It's just not right. You're not supposed to. My beautiful, beautiful yarn.
I remember when I
Beautiful,
first
beautiful
started
kid
knitting, and sometimes when my ball would fall on the floor, my ball of yarn or whatever skein of yarn would fall on the floor, and I would completely lose it. I'd be like, "Oh my god!" Now I'm just like,
I am not there yet. I am still very much when I'm knitting on the train. I'm still like very much like debating: do I put my skeins on the seat next to me where people sit with their clothes, or do I put it on the?
See, but it says like this. Then you
keep
can
it in
just
the bag.
pull it. If you throw it out, then you can just pull it and have a long string.
I mean, that is true.
Shoop. So, are you ready?
Not quite yet. I'm binding off.
Do not fear the bind off.
Second.
And remember, with knitting, you can fix all mistakes. So you should never be scared of making a mistake.
I felt like binding off was easy when I did it for the swatch, but then maybe I forgot. Okay, this is the second one.
I'm really looking forward to showing you the present I got you.
I'm excited too. I know I don't sound it, but that's because I'm very focused on binding off right now. I swear I'm excited. Now I've bound off.
I need to measure because I don't want to have the same thing happening to me.
1, 2,
So I need
4, yes.
26 centimeters. No, not 23. 23 centimeters. So I have around 16. How did you have 23?
Well, I don't know that I did. I had 14 plus what I roughly thought were about 8. Like, how much is it?
You have 20. No,
Oh.
19.
Really?
But that's fine.
Then my ruler is
That's
wrong.
fine because we can totally wash it.
I mean, the thing is, it's going to get washed and blocked anyway. And like I said, I'd rather have it a bit cropped than...
Yeah. And it is your choice and it says in the pattern.
I basically just did this, right? And then I did this, and then I did this. And I was like, I mean, that is 14 plus... Okay, 7. It was 8 when I did it on the train. So I was like, that's 22. That's close enough to 23 for me.
Has 17 centimeters. That's like 22.
No, like 14 plus 7. That's like
Yeah.
21.
I'm 34, but that's like 18.
I thought it was... I mean, in
But
some
it's
ways
okay.
it is.
You just want to make it cropped, and
Exactly.
it's
I'll
fine.
make it cropped.
It is your
And also,
vest.
it's gonna grow over time.
Exactly.
And I am done growing because...
But it is your vest, so you can do whatever you want to it. Really, you can really do whatever you want.
And that is on creative freedom.
I'm wondering now if I should be doing more or then doing mine a little cropped. Imagine like having one that is too long and having one that is too short. And then I have to make a third
Layering them, and then you
Suki.
have to layer them.
And then months later, I come with like
the
5
ultimate
Sukis. And I'm like, you know, all sweaty and all like, it took me 5 Sukis. But I think that this time to get it right. But now it's ready. Okay, are you ready? Are you
Yes, so
are you
I've bound
bound
off 4. So now you need to help me with making one stitch disappear.
Okay.
We are making him... He's going to sleep with the fishes. That stitch. And then one day this is going to get edited and it's going to look like I talked about a person and then I'm going to be in trouble.
So, the way I'm going to do it is that I'm going to slip this one back onto this needle. And I'm just going to knit. Should I do it through the back loop? Yes, I think so, because then it's invisible.
So you just knit literally knit 2 together. You just go
yes,
through
but
2
through the back.
through the
Through
back.
the back loop.
Yeah.
Because if I knit it through the front loop, then it might leave like a big hole.
And we don't want that.
And I
Okay,
don't
so
really
we'll do
want
it through
that.
the
So
back
I'm just
loop.
doing through the back loop. And obviously the way you do that is, the way I do it is I like to, you know, when you do like, oh, I dropped the stitch. You know, when you do like this, you know, when you do like this and you dance like this?
Yeah.
This is what I like to do with my stitches when I flip them.
Oh, you just...
So I
I'm
actually
going
just
to
go ahead and I
go in,
do
go
like this.
in.
And I turn it around like this, you know.
Okay, amazing.
And then I just bloop, knit it out. So technically now you have been binded off that stitch, so you can just continue knitting
cool.
from where you
so now
are
I'm at the stitch count that I'm supposed
Yes.
to be, which is 61 per side with 4
Boom.
binded off in the middle.
Exactly.
So now I just knit the other 61 to
Exactly.
get to the other side. Cool.
Exactly.
2, 3, 4. I'm not going to count for every stitch out loud.
No,
I'm
please
sorry.
don't. Please don't. So once you're done knitting that, I'm going to show you what I got for you. And I prepared a little coupon because I also wanted a little gift for you guys out there. So I have CC10 activated today on the yarns that we are seeing today. So that means whatever yarn I have in that little special package that I'm going to open in a bit, and whatever accessories that I have there, because it's actually, I think it's the accessories that are exciting, but also the yarn, because it's a yarn we have actually never seen, or I mean, we have seen it, but we haven't really worked with it, so it's going to be a first for us. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I ordered some cute colors because I figured that maybe we can actually do something cute with it, just like a little something.
Yeah,
I don't know what.
yeah.
We'll brainstorm.
A scarf.
I almost spat out my soda. Oh God.
But this project's been like really, really fun. So, well, not so far. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying learning all the new stuff. But it's really funny because I told Gea, I over the Easter weekend at some point suddenly got this idea. I could just make a second one because I wasn't sure how long it was going to take me to get to this part, and I knew I wanted to be here and get Gea's help for the next part, for the sort of separating front and back piece and for getting all of that. So I was very much like I might run out of things to do over the Easter weekend, and then I figured I have a lot of leftover different mohairs. I could just start a new one. And Gea nixed that. She was like, no, do something else next. Like, don't do the thing where you get good at one thing and then you just do it over and over again. Like, immediately kind of challenge yourself. So if you have any suggestions for another project you want Gea to teach me, let us know.
Actually, people were mentioning the making socks maybe together.
Yeah.
That could be fun as well.
It could, but then, sock yarn.
The only problem I have with socks in general, sock yarn is wonderful.
But it's so thin, you need such small needles.
Yeah, 2.5, it's so fun. We can maybe make mini socks. Let's make a pair of socks for Albert. Right?
Yeah, I've crocheted baby socks before. So
See?
Out of our extra fine merino in
Cute.
the color artichoke, which is a really nice green, but it is also a bit of a puke green, let's be honest. Like, it is a bit of a... I was like, oh, these are so cute. And then my sister saw them. She was like, yeah, I guess. I was like...
Why?
She was just like, yeah, it looks a bit like a sickly green. I was like, no, it does not.
It's such a cute color.
It's such a nice color. But I can't unsee it now.
Oh,
And of course, I gifted them to a baby who was like very much a newborn. So I think he wore them once. And then his mother also told me that he has really sweaty feet. So they actually didn't really put him in wool socks
Oh, no.
because he's a sweaty baby.
So was Albert, but I didn't care. I was like, you will wear wool.
Yeah, it's like, because like my friend's child, so he was born about a year before Albert, so he's almost exactly, or a little, beginning of January, so like, but also a winter baby. And when he was first born, I remember I visited them and she was like, yeah, like, I know nothing about babies. And she was like, yeah, don't judge us. I know he's not wearing a beanie, but that's anytime we put one on him, he starts screaming and like pushes it off. because he gets too hot. So
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, I didn't know that newborns usually wear, like, I was like, oh, I wouldn't know any better, but yeah, apparently. So that's, I think he wore them once so that she could show me that he was wearing them. And
But
that was
that's
it.
just like, that's so strange with the thing with the newborns and like not being able to. Like, it's the same happened to Albert. It was so hot in our house. We made like 25 degrees in the house. I was like, I want hot heat. So it was so warm in the house that Albert was just sleeping many, many nights at the beginning, just in his little nest next to me, like with a diaper on, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it was really easy for me to just like also grab him and put him on my skin so that he gets a lot of skin contact as well.
Yeah.
So it didn't make sense for me to wrap him up in clothes. And I think he wore a hat when we went out, but not inside.
Yeah. So I finished my second, like my other round. So I've got
Ooh.
61 on each side with 4 bound off in the middle, 5 on one side, but we don't talk about that.
We don't. Well, it's just 4 actually.
It's not 4 just because we made one disappear. But
Perfect.
yeah, so we've got half and half. So what do I do next?
So now you're
Teacher.
gonna work back and forth on the same side. So,
Okay.
can I have your project just for a
Yes, you
second?
can.
So we have it here. I'll take this off for now. Doot. Let's see. We have a working yarn here.
Do I need to
Perfect.
put the other like
Yes.
half on like a cable or something?
Yes, and we're gonna probably let me just see for a second. Yes, we're probably gonna have to do that. So, do we have a cable?
I mean, I have the one that's for the arm ribbing. I don't know if that's going to be long enough because I have the second. No, I do not. Didn't I have a second? Didn't we buy a second set of needles?
Yeah, we did. But that's okay. You can just give me.
I mean, we'll find one in the studio. There are a couple of sets down here, though. One of them should have 3 bolts.
Exactly. Just whatever. It doesn't even have to be the right size. It can be a size smaller.
As long as it's a cable, right?
Exactly. But this one has the.
This one even has the needles. So
Perfect.
this is.
What set is this?
Is it
Betula?
Betula.
Yeah.
It's the pretty one. Now that I am a knitter, I should invest in a nice set. I actually have a bamboo deluxe at home. That I got
This is too long. Give me the shortest.
My first week at
This is
Hobby.
fine.
Because I just started.
This is also too long.
And we were, this is the shortest, I think. And we were in the process, Hobby at the time, the office was in the process of moving. So when I started working there, they had all of this stuff that had just accumulated, in an office
graveyard.
over 6 yards. Yeah, the graveyard, but also just on random agents' desks in customer service would be needle sets that had been returned to the office instead of the warehouse. Or, needle sets where something was broken. And I remember in my first week, one of our colleagues, who had a stack of them on her desk at some point, just going, "Luisa, would you like a needle set?" And me knowing nothing about the material, anything, for free. She was like, "Yeah." So I took it home. So I have one old Hobby bamboo deluxe exchangeable needle set at home. So I never used for anything because no, that's not true. I used it for the baby blanket that failed catastrophically.
So I'm just going to I'm passing on stitches. Of course, that if you don't have extra needles, just use a darning needle with some scrap yarn passed through. That's totally fine. That's why. Give me the 9. Give me the 7
the smaller
or
needle.
the 8. Yeah, because I thought I took the 8, but I took the 9 millimeters. I was like, why are these stitches tighter? I cannot understand.
Do you want an 8 or a 7?
Give me an 8 so it's easier for you afterwards.
So it's the proper size.
Yes. Boop. So I need the little cable-y thing because
the cable connector?
the little metal tightener.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The key.
The key. The key. There we go.
This is so funny for me because so many times when we get calls from customers saying "Oh, it's not connecting right," it's always, "Have you used the little key it comes with?"
Yeah, a lot of people underestimate the power that these little
tools have, or
these
this
little
like,
tiny
there's a reason
tools.
it comes with the set.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's also really funny for me now, actually experiencing all of these products, because it is a really funny thing, and I assume if any of you are working in either retail or customer service, you'll feel the same way, where it's funny helping out people with a product that you know a lot about, in the sense that I've talked with our product department a lot about our various products, so I have a good understanding of how they're supposed to work, but I haven't used every single one, of course. Like with our yarns, I try to test as many of them as possible, also so that I can give a lot of insights during live shopping or during bingo. But especially with something like needle sets, where we sell 10 different ones made from various materials, some from our own brand, some from other brands. Of course, I don't have the time or money or anything to test all of those. So it's really cool actually to like understand, like, yes, I understand how the key works in theory and I understand why it's necessary, but I've never actually had to tighten it onto a needle myself. And so that's why I love these new experiences.
So I just want to show you guys what I'm doing. So when you are putting your stitches on hold, each stitch has a front leg and a back leg, except our camera is really crappy.
If I tap it, do you think it's gonna start focusing? Maybe not.
That's okay, I can just do it down here. So we have the front leg over there, and we have the back leg over there. And normally the way we say it's the back leg, because when you open the stitch up, it's so annoying that you can't see.
Kind of like a person walking.
It's kind of like two little legs, you see?
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
Down there you would have the back leg.
Yeah.
And then the front leg.
Yeah. I see it. I see like a little person like just taking a step forward.
Yeah, like it's like...
Yeah. It's like, you know, what's on a traffic light.
So you would have to put your darning needle or your knitting needle, the extra set you might have. Does, like I said, it doesn't have to be the same number, size or anything like that. It can just be whatever size.
Like you don't have to buy a second needle just to be able to pause your stitches.
And we're gonna slip that front, like we're gonna slip the stitch through the back of the front leg. So it's like this basically, because what we want to achieve is when we put it on this, we want the same movement. So we want the front leg to appear first. So we don't want to knit through it, because then it's twisted. Then you have the back leg in the front. So what you want is from the back, so that you get the same look.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what we're doing now. We're just passing on these stitches to it. And it's a very easy process, so don't let it freak you out.
But it's good to know that there's something to keep in mind of which direction you push it through. I assume if you accidentally twist your stitches, you can untwist them.
Yeah. Like if you do like exactly. If you do like this, you can always just put it back on the working yarn, and then just put it the right way.
Yeah.
Like I feel like with knitting, knitting is very forgiving. It's a little annoying to learn it, but it's a very forgiving craft, so you can easily find ways around it. All right, do you have stitch stoppers then?
I don't think, well, like not needle stop, like not the ones to put on the needle.
Yeah.
What I do have is the little things to put on.
Okay, we can do that. Let's do that. The stitch stoppers.
Heads.
Stitch stoppers.
Yes.
I need the little doodle thing again.
The little key.
The little key.
You shall have it in just a second.
The key.
The little key looks almost like, you know, the thing you get when you get a new SIM card, or you get a phone and you have to pop out your SIM card.
Oh yeah, the little...
It's like literally that exact piece. Oh yeah, we have a close-up cam. I love that I was holding it up like this, as if you guys would be able to see. Here, see the invisible thing I'm holding?
That's one. I'm gonna put these on. Look at you, all prepared.
Parked.
Now it is parked. Are you excited about this?
Yeah, because it's the next step. Like it's always nice. It's also one thing, because from now on, like I have to keep in mind like there's now a front and a back to my piece. I mean, there was before, there was an inside and an outside, but it's a lot more like, I think those little things. So in this sense, this has been a really good, I think, learning pattern, because you start with the kind of basics and it gets progressively more complicated as you go along, right?
Yeah, I think so, but I also feel like it's not too complicated.
No, it's a moderate level of like, but it's in terms of learning new skills. The skills progress as your time doing it progresses as well.
There we go.
That's really nice. So now
your stitches is on hold now.
Please hold the line. The person you're calling is not available.
Exactly.
The stitches you are trying to knit are not available at this moment.
Exactly. They're on a holiday.
Leave a message.
Leave a message. They might get back to you.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. All right. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working back and forth in stockinette, which means that on the right side. So when we talk about the right side, the RS side of the knitting project means that is the side with the V's. So the sides with the V looking shape. And the wrong side, WS side, is the one with the... I call them like, they're loops, but they're also like, they look like fish. They look like waves. They look like,
like wavy.
For me, it looks like it's the sea.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously the first thing we have to do.
Side with the V's is going to be the outside of the sweater.
So the first thing you need to do is you're going to purl back to the beginning of the round. And then when we're going to work back on the right side, from now on, we are going to, is it now that we're going to do the decreases? I just want to check.
I don't know if we start immediately or if we like go for a while before we start with that. I don't know.
Work even until armhole measures. Yes, we don't do that yet.
Okay.
First, you just have to work even.
So I just do 61 back and forth.
Exactly. 61 back and forth.
Cool.
And once you get to basically the amount of centimeters you need, it says here that you need 17 centimeters.
Oh god, wait. Which, like, this is like, how do I hold my piece now? Because like I'm now doing rounds, so I'm no longer just going in the round, so I'm gonna have to turn.
Yeah, but that's totally fine. So
yeah,
just the way you are now. No.
So,
Yes. You're gonna purl, so you're gonna do the other way around. So you're gonna do like this because you're purling.
Yes.
And then you're grabbing your yarn like this.
Yes.
And you're gonna be purling.
Yes.
Okay. And once you're done purling,
then
you're gonna flip
the whole thing around, and then we're gonna knit.
Exactly.
Cool.
So.
See, it's like those little things of like figuring out
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like I was
does this feel natural?
I was holding it in the round, and now I have like I'm like, wait, I'm doing rows now. That's different.
Yeah.
Okay, I am now.
But it's not that bad. All right, and while you do that, I have a surprise for my friend. So I have ordered some stuff for us. I got it delivered last week during Easter, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been at my place for a long time.
Did it get delivered by the Easter Bunny?
Yeah, he was hobbying to my house. So I'm gonna do a little unpackaging while
I get back into the spirit of purling.
This is so funny. Look at this.
Oh, I know what it is.
You can also look. So I got a bunch of stuff for the office and more stuff for us. And I got some yarn as well. Look at that.
Oh.
Yes, I ordered 4 little skeins. Little skeins.
Right there. They don't look that little to me.
I ordered these.
Oh.
Look how cute they are.
Very nice colors too.
Thank you.
Very cute combo.
The idea is that I wanted us to make something with this. I think it's going to be really cute.
You know what it's giving? The colors?
What?
It's giving like the blooming cherry trees that are up right now. It's like the
good guess.
Like the cherry fruits and the cherry ornamental ones.
Perfect. It's giving Lego cherry set.
Yes.
Okay, so so this is the crafting acrylic. This is a brand new acrylic yarn that was released like 2-3 weeks ago. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think
or
so.
Last week.
I think it's very recently. I know on Tuesday we talked about it on live shopping briefly because people asked about it and I was like, yes, it's on my list to show you. I didn't know it was going to be this soon. I said like, I'll write it down and I'll do it soon. And then Gea beat me to it.
It's a 4 medium, so it is a worsted yarn weight. We get 6 ounces of yarn, so that's 170 grams for 347 meters or 360 yards. 5 millimeter knitting needles and 6 millimeter crochet hook. And I mean, it's like a little annoying that it's so bright. Am I doing it the right way? There we go. Now you can see the actual color. These are the colors I got. I got pink, I got green, and I got brown. Wow, wow, wow. So the pink one is color number 13. It's super bubblegumish pink. And I have this beautiful kind of foresty green. This is color number 36. I have an off-white, of course, because I'm an off-white girly. This is color number 2. And a beautiful chocolatey brown. This is color number 6. So, crafting acrylic, you can get 10% extra off if you shop with CC10.
Ooh.
Yes, if just in case. I mean, the purpose was not to plot in buy this yarn. The purpose is that I got it because I think that I would like us to. I'm gonna have a little challenge in the upcoming craft and chat where I was planning on finding a challenge for us to crochet something using these colors.
Nice.
So I'm gonna think what that challenge can be. I'm thinking like a 15-minute challenge kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can give us some ideas in the chat.
It.
And then we can take like a little break from Suki for 15 minutes and then do a little challenge. Maybe it'd be like, I don't know, crocheting a little flower or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it could be fun.
Yeah.
So that's one. Then look at this. This is new. Ooh. Are you ready?
They are so pretty.
They are here. They're the new Super Adorbs scissors. They have this crazy pretty color. Please focus on the camera. Why doesn't it want to focus? Maybe if I zoom in. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, better than nothing, right?
That works.
So I have this kind of like a yellow shaded one. I have the stork version and the regular. And I have this blue-green dégradé as well. This ombre effect. It's super cute, right?
They are so pretty.
I love them. I think they're so cute. They're really, really nice. So I'm going to have you choose one. You can take one home. You can take one home.
I would like this one, please.
You would like this
I
one?
would like the greenish one, ornamental one.
Okay. All right, then I'll give you this one.
Thank you.
And then
it would be really funny if you'd been like, well, too bad because you're getting this.
Which one should I pick?
Ooh, should we
Maybe
go
I'll take.
matchy?
Yeah, I think we should go matchy matchy, but like in color.
Yeah.
I'll take.
Nice.
Should I take the stork or should I take this one? I don't know. Which one would be matchy matchy?
I picked this one because I already have a stork one, so I kind of thought it'd be nice to have the like, because I think these little ornamental ones look so cute. Like I think it's so pretty. So I thought that's why I went for this one instantly, and then it's green, so gotta go with the brand. Stay on brand.
I'll think about which one I'm gonna choose. Oh, I got a little candy.
Yes.
I'll leave that in for.
Heart-shaped candy.
We'll leave that in for Matt for
Yeah.
next week. And now. These are new.
They are so cute. I love them
Yes.
so much. I remember when I first was shown, like, oh, we might get these, and
Look at this one.
so cute.
This is the little bag that has this little meow. You know what Albert says when he sees a cat?
Aw.
He cannot say meow, but he says wow.
Oh.
Wow.
So kind of like almost like, you know, when like
wow.
yeah,
But also kind of
but
like
also
meow.
like when a cat is kind of like
wow.
mostly I know cats who are like really pissed off where they don't even do meow anymore. They just go wow.
No, not like that. It's more like very
Very gentle.
very gentle. Very oh wow. And then I have the doggy version too. I think the doggy's actually quite funny.
The dog is so cute.
Don't get me wrong, I love myself a cat. I'm a cat girl, but the dog one is cute. And the flower is so cute. I love this kind of pink. It's kind of close too. So yeah, so I got these for the studio. These are not for us. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
But I got better stuff for us.
I'll get myself some next time I order.
So, I have ordered for us these cutie patooties. So, the pencil case with the flowers. There we go. You can fit your little crochet hooks inside. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And whatever other things you might need that go matchy-matchy with the bento bag.
The bento bags are so cute.
I know.
I've been so excited about those coming out.
Yes, right? It's really cute. It can fit your little project in there, and then you can just like tie it up. Bada beam, bada boom. Just like that. And carry it with you everywhere you go. It's very cute. Nice. They really are nice.
The flower designs are so nice.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
I'm going through a real like blue phase as well at the moment, so I'm like, oh, they're so nice. I'm like, it's super beautiful springtime, summertime blue.
Well, I was planning on giving you the purple.
I mean, the purple ones are also very pretty.
But you can have the blue.
Oh, thank you. But not if you wanted the blue one for yourself.
It's okay.
I don't want to steal it from you.
It's okay.
I got to pick the color of my scissors.
It's okay. I will sacrifice.
Oh.
I will sacrifice.
You're such a mom. You're like truly the mom friend. You're
Boom.
Like, I just want people to be taken care of.
Boom. That's for you. And then we're going to keep one for the studio.
I'm going to finish purling and then I'm going to hug you.
Don't worry about it.
No, but I just finished purling, so... Thank you so much. That is so nice of you.
I think it's going to be fun, little something to have a little matching.
Oh no, and now I accidentally
to have a little matching project.
Yes. Oh, we could be the craft and chat girlies. They'll see us coming and they'll say, "Oh, look, it's those craft and chat girlies with their matching." Look at how
cute it is, though.
Oh, you know what we should do in the summer? We should do a craft and chat like on location. Like we should go to a cafe and then just like set up.
No, a picnic.
A little. Oh.
Yes. A craft and chat picnic.
Craft and chat
where
picnic
everybody
style.
has to have a picnic with us.
Yeah.
That would be so cute.
I love that.
We should do like a Zoom call so that people can actually join.
Oh, craft and chat get together.
Oh.
We're getting way ahead of ourselves because I'm already now thinking of the logistics of it.
Me too. I'm like,
you're going to be on holiday. I'm going to be on holiday. When do we...
I'm thinking, how do we technically do this?
How can we stream? We need like a phone with really good battery and then a good camera.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll figure something out. Don't you worry. Oh, it's so nice. Thank you so much.
It really is very cute.
And I'm going to put my project in there when I take it home today. So I've just finished purling my first row, so I'm now going to have to flippity-flip the project and knit my next row.
Yes, can you manage?
I mean, I think I just did it, so we'll see how it goes.
And then what time is it? Ooh, I think it's time for us to wrap up soon.
So that Matt can have the studio.
Exactly. So we're going to wrap up in a little bit, and then Matt can prepare for the Swedish bingo. Of course, I'm going to plot in one word from our sponsor, which is not our sponsor, and we might sponsor them, but we don't, because it's our own product. Have a listen to Skein and Tell, which is our official podcast.
Type pod 1 in the chat, then you get a link. If you haven't heard, if this is the first time you hear about it.
Congratulations.
It's good.
You're going to have a fun time.
I can promise you that.
It's great for listening while you craft. That was the purpose. The purpose was to get a little phone call from your bestie.
Said bestie.
Very, very obsessed with yarn bestie. And then just have fun listening, learning about yarns, learning about some really strange topics that I managed to dig up, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, I can see here that in the boom, in the first season we have made exactly 8 episodes so far, Look at that. We have 5 stars.
Yes, I saw.
So cute.
And some of the episodes have comments, which are also quite nice.
Yes, that's really nice. So we have episode 1, Crime and Crochet, the dark side of fiber arts.
Ooh.
Yes. It's actually an episode that is super interesting because there is a very, very interesting interconnection between criminal activity and crafting, whether that's crocheting or knitting, that I'm kind of deciphering in that episode. It's so much fun. It's a lot of fun too. So it's like how resistant fighters used stitches to communicate secret messages during world wars, how secret societies used stitches to also communicate messages during the 19th century. You can meet our yarn archaeologist, Yarniana Jones, our special correspondent, and, you know, learn about the history of cotton. It's just like so many different stuff. Okay, episode 2 is obviously something that's on topic in this day, which is how AI is here, basically, and it's here to stay, and whether AI in this particular day can actually maybe knit or crochet a pattern, whether that's a beanie or a sweater or whatnot. So it's basically exploring all of the, you know, cutting edge intersection of artificial intelligence and the human touch that is crafting, right? Super interesting episode, I think. Then we have 2 episodes in the series, which are I also love them a lot, which are featuring Katharina Müller. So Katharina is, or Kat, as we call her here, is one of our superstars here at Hobby, because she is in product development. So she develops a lot of the yarns we work with today. So she has a lot of knowledge on yarns and fibers, and we invited her over to speak about how yarn is made, like how wool is made, actually, to be more precise. And also we invited her for episode 6 to talk about the psychology of stitches, so why our brains love repetition. So those are super, super fun. They're slightly longer episodes, but they're a lot of fun. Then we have some more funky episodes. We have Mythical Yarn, where we actually explore folklore and legends and myths in fiber arts. We also have an episode on secret languages of stitches and fibers. So basically symbolism and crafting, what specific stitches mean, if they have a specific meaning, what colors mean, and so forth. Then we have the last 2 episodes, which are yarn weights decoded, choosing the right yarn and substituting it like a pro. So by that I mean choosing the right kind of yarn for the right kind of project you are making. So if you're making a baby blanket, please don't choose a super bulky yarn. Or if you would like to knit a pattern that requires a certain yarn weight, but you don't have it, but you have different kind of yarns, what would it take for you to substitute it and use the yarn you have? So it's a super, super fun, a little nerdy episode, but it has a lot of like input, right? Then we have Yarn Pop as the last episode from season 1, which is modern day pop knitting and crocheting. So everything from Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish and Harry Styles and the Met Gala, and also a little bit about the history of crochet in that episode. Kind of like a pop quiz slash, not a pop quiz, but more like a pop session of learning a little bit the history of crocheting, because, well, you need to understand it in order to understand its momentum nowadays. Yeah. So a lot of really, really interesting topics split up by very, very interesting and funny little segments, like the archaeology of yarn with Yarniana Jones, and Weird Yarn Monday, where we talk about very weird yarns, whether that's pineapple yarn or nettle yarn or coffee yarn or banana yarn or spider silk.
Yeah.
That's an upcoming one.
Oh, sorry, spoiler.
That's okay. That's okay. And yeah, more. We have like also the gossip corner because there's gossip happening right here. There's so much gossip happening in the yarn community now. So we're gonna like spill the tea. So we hope that you do listen. Remember, write pod 1 to get a link to all of the links where the podcast is available, which is Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. So whatever you decide to have a listen to, then go for it. And I think that was it for today's craft and chat. I promise that next week I'm gonna catch up. I promise I'm gonna catch up.
Well,
and I'm also gonna bring the project I'm knitting on now. And do think about a fun challenge for us for the crafting acrylic.
Yeah. So for me, I am now going to continue on my front piece because I'm now on my 3rd row. So
yeah.
it's going. I'm now on my 2nd. On like no worse for wear, I would say. It looks pretty consistent. So now I'm back to stockinette in a flat. So yeah. I'm doing 1 row knit, 1 row purl, 1 row knit, 1 row purl. And I'm going to continue doing that for a little bit. And I think... Let's see where the pattern goes, because I need to make sure that I don't go too far. Gonna work until the armhole measures
17 centimeters.
17 centimeters. And then I'm gonna come back next time, because then Gea has to show me how to do my decreases and stuff.
But then you're gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Fine by the time you get there. It's quite a big chunk that you actually have to
exactly
make. And I feel like this purling back, it's a little slower.
Yeah.
So bada bing, bada boom.
Cool. Yeah, so that's going to be where I'm going to continue working. And then we're going to see you next week for Craft and Chat.
And do remember to use CC10.
And also do remember that on Tuesday we're going to have our big end of the month live shopping. So if you type big 1 in the chat, you'll get a link to it if you haven't already signed up, because I think many of you will have seen it already that it's up and coming. It'll have amazing discounts of up to 50%, so you can save big on a lot of favorites. We're going to have a massive selection. It's going to be super fun. It's going to be both of us. So, you know, mayhem is going to ensue. And Matt's going to be there as well, of course. So, yeah, join us there. You're cordially invited. It's on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube on Tuesday.
Yes. It's a few days now.
So,
and meanwhile, have a lovely weekend, and we will see you.
We'll see you very soon. Thank you for joining us. Bye.
Bye. I mean, I'm